only thing is the strategy alone is very important in giving the IFT exam. As we know that IFT is like we have open section, so we can move between sections. So the only difference they should know is basically the paper attempting strategy and a little bit of
Right.
GK. So the IFT process, they calculate basically a CS. So they shortlist based on your CS, which is a cumulative score depending upon your IFT score, which is scored in your paper. So they shortlisted around 2,500 people this year for the interviews.
So, hello everyone, welcome to Krakow interview series. Today we have with us Manish. He has cracked the IAFT exam and also successfully converted IAFT Delhi, and he's going to join IAFT soon. He has also cracked the CAT exam with 97 percentile. He has improved all the way from 60 percentile. He also shared his CAT preparation journey with us, and it was a very motivating journey. You can watch that interview. We are providing a link to that interview in the description box below, so do watch that interview. Now, coming to his education background, he has pursued BSc Zoology from Loyola College, Chennai, and he was a working professional while taking the CAT and the IFT exams. He was working for Amazon. Today, he is with us to share his IFT preparation journey and also how he cracked the personal interview of IFT. All right. Hello, Manish. Thanks a lot for joining us and welcome back to Krakow interview series. It's good to see you again.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's start with your IFT preparation journey. So, can you tell us how you started your IFT preparation and what was your strategy during the exam and how you cracked it?
So this is my first time giving IFT. So I have given
Okay.
CAT
Great.
many times. So the my only thing is the strategy alone is very important in giving the IFT exam. As we know that IFT is like we have open section, so we can move between sections
Right.
throughout the
Right. There's
paper.
no sectional time limit or something like that. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So many of the CAT takers, the IFT takers, will be 95% to also take CAT. So the only difference they should know is basically the paper attempting strategy and a little bit of
Right.
GK.
Right.
So basically, the preparation I started was from September, where I revised the content which is available in Krakow, which is the like the static GK and the current affairs. So I looked through all the previous papers as well, so to know what kind of questions they're asking and what are they testing basically. So I
Right.
just started basically reading newspapers from September, and just took a lot of mocks which is available in Krakow. So there's 5 mocks which is available exclusively for IFT. I used to take the premium course from Krakow, where I used it for CAT preparation as well as for
Right.
giving different examinations. So especially for IFT is concerned, they will give you on one free mock for IFT, and there's
Right.
5 mocks which was
5 months.
exclusively based on the new pattern. So
Right.
it was basically the pattern got shifted to 2 hours examination. So this year's they changed it to 2 hours 2 years paper, and the difficulty when I gave the examination was also on par. So
Okay.
it was not very difficult, or it was not very easy as well. It was on the correct level of difficulty, which was very helpful for me during my preparation. And the GK part as well, like when I gave the mocks, there's like I could see there's almost 5 to 6 questions which appeared in the actual paper as well. So
Okay.
it was very helpful. So there's only like 20 to 20 questions in a mock paper. So on just 100 questions, you could clear the cutoff when you're able to study only that much.
Right. Right.
So it was very helpful for me knowing all those things. And for GK especially, there was a very big resource in Krakow available, especially the static GK, where they're
Right.
given all the
Yeah.
resources,
The
all
list
the
of all the
Indian
PDFs.
statistics. Yes, a list of all PDFs, all the Indian statistics and all. So I would recommend everyone to go through them before giving any examination which contains GK. So it really helped me a lot when preparing IFT. So I took
Right.
them and I was able to score very well. So just the strategy and the GK alone is a little different from CAT. CAT is what I feel.
Right. So as you said, IFT, like it's different in terms of exam pattern and also in terms of the exam attempting strategy. So can you tell us what strategy you followed during the exam that helped you crack the exam?
So as you said, I am from a zoology background. So
Right.
basically, it made me my weakness is basically quants. So what I wanted to do, the basically in IFT paper, the cutoff is very low for each section. So my strategy was to clear the cutoff for each section and to concentrate on my strength area. So by giving a lot of mocks in IFT, I knew that my strength area was VRC. So in the 2 hours paper, which was shortened from 3 hours,
Right.
I knew that I had to concentrate majority of my time, like 55 to 50 minutes to give to VRC, then move to
Okay.
like about 35 to 40 minutes to LRDA, then just the remaining time, maybe 4 to 5 questions in quants. So this might differ from people to people. So if you are from an engineer background, your concentration should be mostly from quants.
Right.
So that was basically my strategy, and the GK will just take you just 5 minutes or 10 minutes maximum. So either you know
Right.
the question or you don't know the question.
Yeah.
So that was my basically strategy. So concentrate more on verbal ability, then move to LRDA, then just clear the cutoff for cons. So that was my
Right.
strategy.
Right. Yeah. So you're saying that focus on the area of your strength and clear the cutoff in your weak section. Try to clear the cutoff by solving a few questions in the weak section. All right. Now let us move on to the interview process of IFT. Can you tell us briefly how's the interview process at IFT Delhi, and how did you prepare for each stage of the interview?
So the IFT process, they calculate basically a CS, which will depend upon your IFT score, and it will depend upon your previous acads and work experience. So they shortlist based on your CS. So they shortlisted around 2,500 people this year for the interviews. So the IFT interviewers will give a short composite score, which is a cumulative score depending upon your IFT score, which is scored in your paper, and also they'll consider your academics, your work experience, and also if you're having an academic diversity or a gender diversity. So this all these scores will contribute to your cumulative score, which is your composite score. And based
Okay.
upon your composite score, they will give out a short list, which was
Okay.
around 2,500 people, including all the general and all the various categories.
Okay. Right.
So so once they finished shortlisting, they will give out an interview date where I focused on basically the international trade aspects. So various
Okay.
organizations, their headquarters, and the main question which will arise in the interview is why do you want to do a specialization, especially in international business? So the interviewers will make sure they check you on the aspect and make sure your
Right.
career
Why?
growth
Why
as
do
well.
you
So
want to
what
go? Yeah. Right.
Yes, why do you want to study this in this right time, and how is this course going to helpful in your future? So they will definitely check you on that. So I made sure I prepared in that aspect, and in my interview in particular, they didn't deal with GK. So, but many of my colleagues, many of my batchmates, they are asked about the GK. So
Okay.
you can definitely prepare on the GK aspect as well for your interviews. And it's good to know about the current affairs. So reading a lot of newspapers currently, especially around the budget, will definitely help you.
Right.
And various agreements between different nations, these are the things, information we should know before we are attending the interview, so that it will be a seamless process.
Right. So these are the things you majorly focused on during your interview preparation, right? So how
Yes.
did your interview go? Like, did it go as expected? And what were there any tricky questions that took you by surprise? And how did you tackle such questions?
So my interview panel was very sweet actually. I
Okay.
had given a lot of interviews during this interview season, but this was
Right.
my one of my easiest interviews, I would say, and I
Okay.
was very
That's good.
fortunate because they were not dealing with any GK, or they did not dealing with any current affairs as such. They just
Okay.
wanted to know what was my. I wanted to start up, so they wanted to know my startup idea, what is going to be benefited by the society, and why do I want to do an MBA, why in international business, and just wanted
Right.
to know about myself rather than all the external factors. So it was a very easy interview for me.
Right. So like, nothing very surprising or something. So fortunately, it went very smoothly, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Amazing. So all right. Now, finally, what is that advice that you'd like to give the MBA aspirants and also those aspirants who are targeting IFT?
So one advice I would like to give is to keep the options open. So like I know that everyone will give CAT as a main exam, but definitely
Right.
IFT is one of the premium institutions in our country, and you should definitely give it, because the paper pattern and paper strategy will differ. So you might not be some people will not be very comfortable in giving a CAT paper, which is where the sections are fixed. So if you're able to move between sections, if you're able to concentrate on different sections, so this paper might be very beneficial to you. So
Right.
I
Correct.
would recommend people to give IFT exam, and even keep their options open. So you will never know which paper you will be able to crack, and you'd be excelling. So just keep the options open. Is my suggestion.
All right. Perfect. That's a great advice. Thank you so much, Manish. Thank you so much for sharing these valuable insights about IFT and IFT interview preparation. Thank you, and all the very best for your 2-year MBA journey at IIFT Delhi.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot.